Hi, in this video I'm going to be looking at using the Lumix 14mm f2.5 as a vlogging lens. Join me. Hi YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds Guy with you for another video. This one's a short one. This one is just a vlogging video, a vlogging test on the Lumix 14mm f2.5 pancake lens. Now I'm here at the beautiful Stenton here in Cumbria. I hope you can see it in the background there. Absolutely gorgeous, just beside the little boathouse. A quick 360. How's that? I almost look professional. No, I don't. Anyway, don't know what that was. Big bang in the background. But I'm going to be just doing a very quick video on this before my proper review of the 14mm f2.5 tomorrow. So I'm just recording this on my Lumix GX8 with the internal microphone. So this should be interesting to see how it works out. Just mounted onto my monopod in my hand, and we're going to see how it does. We're going to see how it handles a bit of low light here. So you can see in the background we've got a bit of backlighting there, and I've just got the camera on the eye auto position, just letting it sort itself out, and we'll see how we get on. Now, part of the reason I'm interested in this lens belongs to a colleague of mine, Jerry, and thank you very much, Jerry, for loaning me it for the review. It really is useful, thank you. This lens has an advantage for me because it's quite wide, but it's not silly wide to cause silly distortions. Gives a full frame equivalent of about 28mm, which is a nice usable range. But it gives me the ability to have a very lightweight lens on the camera. Now the GX8 is quite a light camera anyway, and although it is on the bigger side of the rangefinder style cameras from Lumix, but it's one of the easier to carry cameras. How are you doing? And with this lens on, the lens is so light, it's only about 55 grams or something silly like that, that really it doesn't cause any issue whatsoever. So I'm going to be having a little bit of a wander. Not a big video today. Thank you very much, by the way, for all the comments which I've seen on the previous video which I did about why you need megapixels. There's a link up above. Really interesting comments on that. Thank you very much for it. Now I find it's fairly easy. The camera itself is not the latest camera, but it's not bad. It's easy enough to use. And I've got it on, I've got my frontal monopod here with a little angled head, which I show you in a video, and again there's a link up above to that one as well. And I've got two extensions out, including on my bad arm. This is my bad arm, which I've got it on. So it's even light enough to be carried on that. It's also a bit of a test on the stabilisation for this camera as well, because I'm walking, seeing how it sort of handles that, and it doesn't seem to be too bouncy. So I'm going to be also keen to see when I get back to what the results of the focus and also the quality of the lens itself are. It seems to be holding focus really well, which in fairness the GX8 doesn't always on video. I've had a few issues where it's lost my focus when I've been doing a piece to camera a few times. So we're going to go and have a little wander. We're just beside the cafe, and if you want to have a look around, I'll pull this off to one side. As I say, it's absolutely idyllic here. It's a beautiful place, Stenton. It's about 1.5 miles right the way around the perimeter of it. All nice paths. And for anybody who's got a disability, this is an absolute breeze, because there are the facilities. If you're in a wheelchair, it's not going to bother you getting around. It's easy enough to do. There's a whole load of wildlife here. Trees, beautifully looked after. Free apart from just the parking, which isn't that expensive to park here either. It's a great place for people to come and walk their dogs. I bring the dog up here quite often to walk. Now, as I said, I did a video yesterday on megapixels, and I've got some really interesting comments on that. As I say, if you want to leave some comments on this one, if you've experienced the 14mm f2.5 as a vlogging camera, please leave something below. But it really is nice to see the comments that I get back from the videos that I post, because I learn a lot. I don't profess to be the font of all knowledge or anything photography wise, quite the opposite. I have a lot to learn, but I have a lot of experience over the years. I'm knocking on a bit, and I always find that I learn something from what you post. And it really is interesting and useful that there's always a different viewpoint to anything when it comes to the technical world. Now, vlogging is a very different sort of discipline for a camera and a lens for what compared to, say, taking photographs of birds in flight, nature photography or whatever. So it really is just a case of getting the right lens for the job. And in use at the moment, as I say, it's I have to keep swapping arms a little bit, but in use I'm finding this from the screen at the side to be really quite settled, and I'm really impressed by that. Now I'm going to have a little wander along because it's going to get into the darker areas again. We have, I'll just walk backwards a touch. You can see behind me we've got the path, but it goes into quite a bit of darkness in there, so we're going to see how it handles this and how it's a bit of a test of the camera as well as it is the lens, to tell you the truth. Not my normal style of photography, this, for the videos either, so tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't like it. Again, message below is always useful. Doesn't mean to say I'm going to listen to you, but I will at least read it and really digest it. So let's see what we've got. As I say, the light's starting to get a bit low here, lots of tree cover, but looking at the image it seems to be fairly well settled. Now the beauty of this place is you can see all sorts of weather conditions as you come along. Hello, how are you doing?
You alright now?
Yeah. You see all sorts of weather conditions as you come through here. It's a wonderful place to come at different times of the year. The difference between winter and summer is quite stunning, and we're very lucky to have it on the doorstep. I did a video on Torque and Tarn a little while ago, and again, have a look at both and you'll find that there's a link to that one, because it tells you a little bit about the history of the Tarn. It's basically a glacial basin, as far as I remember, from a long time ago, from the Ice Age. So it's got a huge history, as this whole area, this whole North Lakes and Borders area really does. Now one of the problems I have taking a vlog at somewhere like this is it's a nice problem, but the people here are so friendly as you're walking around that you just keep on having to stop and chat and say hello to people and pet the dogs and things like that. So just had to do a couple of stops in the middle of this. Now one of the things I am going to do, you can see the sun's quite bright and quite low behind, so I'm going to do a bit of a swing around and just see how it affects the lens when we get into the flare conditions. Now I can't really see this on my screen, so I'm going to have to see what it's like in post-production. Now I can see that there's obviously some lens flare there as I'm going past, but that's really to be expected. The sun's straight behind my head. So it is a bit of an issue, but it's a common thing on wide-angle lenses. And as you'll see in tomorrow's review of this, for the price of it, I can't complain. I really can't. Now, as I say, this has been loaned to me by my friend Jerry, very kindly, to do this review. And I know that he likes using this lens as well. And I haven't had it out very much, only a few days of using it. But I have found it to be really, really pleasant. It's one of those lenses, and again I'll say this in my other video, that it's one of these lenses you just want to have in your pocket. You just want to have it with you because it's so light, small and usable that it's a bit of a joy to use. There are better ones on the market quality wise, you can get some better results from some of them. But to be perfectly honest, second hand these are about 110, 120 pounds. And they're excellent little lens. This is the Mark 1 version of the lens. There is a Mark 2 with a slightly different autofocus motor. Supposed to be slightly faster and maybe slightly quieter, but to tell you the truth, I just can't hear this. So even if it is doing autofocus on the video, I can't hear it at all. Now I'm not sure how the focus is. The other thing is as well, of course, because I'm looking at my small screen at the side, if the focus is out, then you'll have to understand when you see it on the playback as to that's why. But I think this is a good little test. It's putting me through all sorts of lighting conditions in a very, very short walk. And I think when you do get very variable lighting conditions, you need a lens and camera which is able to take it. And from what I've seen, I think you should be able to get some usable footage out of this. Now one of the really good things of this lens is having the 2.5 aperture as its maximum. It really does allow the shooting in low light situations. I'm stuck inside, really inside a clearing here in the trees, and if you have a look, the things that we can see in here look bright as a button in this, but really it's quite dark here. You know, and it's the sort of darkness which you can see. We've even got things like holly growing on the trees here. So it's a very, very sheltered spot, and it seems to be a good picture from what I can see. As I say, I'm going to have to look at this in post-production and see if it does come out or not. But the 2.5 aperture really does help to be able to get some low light shots with a reasonable quality. So again, let's have a look and see how they come out in the post-production side of things, shall we? So, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget, give a big thumbs up. That helps YouTube to spread it to more people. Leave comments below. I really do appreciate your comments, and again, that gets it to spread out to more people. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit notification for all, and that'll get it so you can see it. Once again, don't forget, take your camera out, keep on taking photographs, and keep on enjoying yourself. All the best. Bye bye.